Hey Diecast fans, how you doing today? Hope you are doing well. And I got another great little banger coming at you today. Alright, so this video is going to be a combination educational and also entertaining, because I'm going to show you actually two cars you haven't seen yet in this video. Maybe actually three, I should say, because you guys haven't really taken a close look at these trucks yet. Alright, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you a scale comparison of the different popular sizes of diecast cars. And the reason I'm doing this is because the video I did with this Rolls Royce, someone had asked the question, hey, how'd you arrive at the 136 scale with that car? So I'm going to kind of show that to you today as well, and also show you kind of, the wheres and whyabouts about the scale differences and such. So we're going to start over here and work our way this way towards the largest. All right, so we'll just dive right in this. Okay, so we got multiple models up here, and like I said, three of them you haven't seen yet, at least up close. And we're going to take a look at these guys. All right, so there are vehicles obviously smaller than 187 scale, which also translates to HO scale in the model train world. And we also know that there's cars bigger than 118 scale. I've seen a 112 scale, I've seen a 1/8 scale, and they're huge, okay? So, but these represent the most popular scales that are out there for diecast cars. Why? Because they're manageable in size. You're able to get good details, especially when you get to these larger, 125 and 118 scale cars. All right. So as I said, scale 187 also translates to HO, as represented by this wonderful Kenworth W900 big rig, which is nicknamed Red Devil, as it says right there on the side. This was a truck my brother bought many moons ago at, I believe it was Kmart. It's a Yatming product. And you know what? Yatming actually did better with their semi-trucks than they did their cars. It was actually very nicely detailed, nice paint. This one's got actual dual rear wheels that they depicted on them. There are some versions, if you bought the truck separately in a package by itself, I have some of them up on the wall, they had single rear wheels, which I thought was kind of stupid. But yeah, Kenworth W900 was a very popular truck in both the 70s and 80s. You may remember in Smokey and the Bandit, the one that was featured in that movie, that was Bandit's truck that was being driven by Jerry Reed. This has a long defunct carrier, motor freight carriers, and these little boxes on the back here, they open up, or the trailer opens up, and yeah, you can put some cargo in there, load it up with Legos. That's what my brother and I used to do. So that's 187 scale right there, or HO, okay? And you know that that's correct because here's why. You got a Cadillac Fleetwood that, by the way, this is measuring in at about 177 scale. Now there is, even as big as that Fleetwood is, there is no way it should be the same size almost as that truck. That's how you know that this is definitely HO scale 187. There ain't no way. All right, so this is representing, this falls into the category of 164 scale, but like I said, Tomica size their cars around roughly 177, okay? And that's where this scale falls into, all right? Now, up from there, you got a Johnny Lightning car that I believe is around we'll call it a 172 scale, and this is one of the ones you haven't seen yet. This is a 1974 Pontiac GTO. This was the year that they built it on the Ventura platform, and all the purists moan and groan, that's not a real GTO. And, my response to that is, shut up, because yes, it is, because that's exactly how the original GTO started out. It was an option on a lesser car, and that's what this is. Now, they decided to make it in the compact Ventura in this year because, let's face it, the engines were losing their power, the smog detuning, and so they thought if we put the big engine in the compact car, it'll be a decent performer. And you know what? It was. But everyone complained, oh my gosh, that's not a real GTO. Well, you know what, guys? For 1974, it was, so just deal with it. I mean, come on, you can't go wrong. Look at it. It's got the high-impact colors, Pontiac rallies, shaker hood. I mean, it's got all the goodies here, okay? So that's, like I said, that's about 172 scale, okay? Now, representing true 164 scale, you got this lovely auto-rolled Cadillac Coupe de Ville, which you've already seen in a prior video. You'll notice that there is a significant size difference between these two. Okay, now, obviously, a Coupe de Ville is a lot longer and bigger than a compact Ventura. This is almost accurate, but if this Ventura was true 1/64 scale, it'd be just a little bit longer and just a tiny bit wider. So this is not quite correct to see these two together, but it's close enough. But that's a true 1/64 scale. All right, now representing 1/43 scale, which in the model railroading world translates into O scale or O27. We have our Dodge Monaco station wagon, the Super Kings, okay? Now, here's where it gets tricky. How do we know this Corgi Rolls-Royce is 136 scale? I want you to take a look at the size difference between these two cars, okay? This Monaco station wagon would be overwhelmingly bigger than that Rolls-Royce, okay? If this Rolls-Royce was truly 143 scale, such as that Monaco wagon right there, okay? These Monacos, this is Dodge's C-body, okay? These things were huge. They were gigantic cars, okay? And a Rolls-Royce Corniche really is not that big compared to one of those, okay? So that's how I arrived at the fact that this is a one, and most diecast collectors agree that Corgi sizes their cars around 136 because it's bigger than the 143, but still significantly smaller than the 124/125 scale. In fact, you'll see that next when I show you this, how that packages out. All right. So 124 and 125 scale are virtually the same. Okay. There's like almost no discernible difference. I mean, we're talking like 0.5 millimeter probably. All right. So 124, 125 are about the same. And that's represented by this Z71 Chevrolet Silverado that I have from model year, I believe it's 2016 or 2017. Kind of a funny story how I got this, because this is not, you know, something I would ordinarily gravitate to. And I can't remember if this has an opening hood. No, it does not. It does have opening doors though, so we'll open those up. I forgot. The hood looks like it opens because there's a gap, but what it is, it's just an individual cast piece. So the year I was working at a detail center, when I was getting my life back together, we had one of those Secret Santa parties, and I worked with a bunch of guys, and I thought, okay, guys like trucks, I'll just buy a diecast truck and we'll, you know, see who gets it. Well, the guy who got it didn't want it, so he actually left it on top of the vending machine. Classy move, right? And I thought, okay, fine, you don't want it, I bought it, I'm taking it back and it's mine now. So here it is. I now have a 2016-2017 Z71 representing 124/125 scale. All right, not a bad looking truck. It's you know, just not particularly detailed. You know, I don't even know who the manufacturer is. It's not Motormax, it's not Jada, it's somebody else. I don't even know. I can't even read the manufacturer on here. Maybe it's Maisto. Yeah, I think that's it. I think it is Maisto. Yeah, it's that Japanese brand. They do a nice job for an inexpensive, cheap diecast. I mean, I think this thing was all of like literally $14 at Walmart or something like that. Yeah. So that's your scale 124/125. And then, of course, representing the big 118 scale, I brought this guy back up. You've already seen it. This thing has been, you know, it's actually quite shocking to watch this side glass deteriorate. It's pretty rough, guys. But that there is your 118 scale, you know, and this being already a big car, you show it off in 118 scale, it's truly huge. It's big. And in a future video, I'm going to show you the Lincoln Mark V I have. It's a 1978 model that's in the same size scale, 118 scale. You're going to love that one. It's actually better than this one, and this is the more expensive one too, I might add. All right, so there you have it. Diecast fans, that is a look at your different scales and also your, oh wow, look at that, that piece fell off that car. Oh man, that's bad. You know, that's another disappointing thing about this car. I've actually had one of those trim rings, trim pieces in the wheel cover fall off. Now I got to replace that right there because it fell off. So see, that's BoS for you. That's best of show. That's not very high quality if this stuff is falling off like that. And this car spends its life encased, you know, I'll even just use the word hermetically sealed in a acrylic case, for crying out loud. Jeez. Well, there you have it, guys. See, you know, you're getting to see the pitfalls live right here on the video of one of those. So anyways, I hope that helped open your eyes a little bit to see the scale differences kind of depicted here in, real time, and maybe understand a little better about why they are scaled the way they are and why they're called that. It's particularly with the 187 and the 143, because like I said, in the model railroad world, it transforms to HO and O scale. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Got to see some cool cars you haven't seen yet. And in the meantime, you guys take care, and we'll see you in the next video.